Shalawam, Shalawam. Call Halayim Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Rahkwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, better known as GMS, who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the hopeful elect, the tabernacle of David, beginning with the 144,000 and the rest of the men, women, and children outside of the 12,000 tribes who the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem shall have mercy upon. And this is your brother Matazabath, and I wanted to do a quick video going into the Shabbat, which is the Sabbath, which the Sabbath is dictated based upon the new moon, regardless of what other camps say. And to all the Ahchyam out there that has a iPhone, all right, listen up, because this one is a pretty cool little thing, little golden nugget that I've found. And we all have this weather app, all right, situated on your iPhone, all right. And as you can see, I'm currently situated in Australia, Melbourne, Australia. But if you take a look here where it says the new moon, illumination 0%, moon set 9:13 p.m. and the next full moon in 14 days. If you actually click on it, all right, this is what I was going through the other day. And I thought that it'd be a cool little, thing to go into and to do a lesson on. Now, there's something that I want to show you, Ahchyam, and feel you, Akwath, who are listening and learning. If you have an iPhone, all right, this is only for iPhone users, okay? Sorry, Android users, all right, this one ain't for you. So this is to all the iPhone users. When you go into your weather app, all right, that comes, as a standard weather app on your phone. You scroll all the way down, you should see this section here where it says the moon. In this case on mine, it says the new moon because today is officially the Shabbat, the new moon, all right? And when you click on it, this pops up. Now, what I found interesting is where you see up the top, all right, today, Wednesday, December 13th, is currently around 7:36 p.m. as I'm recording this video. If you actually scroll the knob, all right, it starts to wane, it starts to wax, and the light starts to illuminate, all right? Waxing different crescents. You have the first quarter around the 20th of December, waxing all the way until we get to a full moon, okay? And then it tells you, if you read the little information here, illumination 100%, and it gives you the next full moon in 30 days. Also, if you drop down to the calendar, all right, for all of you Ahchyams that want to keep up with the Sabbaths, it actually gives you indication on where the next new moon Sabbaths are. So, for instance, where it's highlighted at today's date, Wednesday the 13th, see how it's fully shaded, which represents a new moon, which means that the moon is completely dark. And for instance, if I click the little blue arrow here, it'll take me back to the new moon. All right. And so that's how you know that we're currently in the Shabbat. All right. So a little bit of information about the illumination down here. It says the illumination refers to the percentage of the moon's earth-facing surface that is lit up by the sun. A full moon is 100% lit up, and a new moon is 0% lit up. All right. So that's the difference between a full moon and a new moon. It says this percentage does not take into account whether the moon is risen or whether there are any clouds, so the number can be above 0 even when you can't see the moon. All right. Now, just slightly under the calendar here, you see it says new moon Wednesday, December 13th. All right, which came in last night evening, Tuesday evening to Wednesday evening. All right, that's the Shabbat. And the full moon, as you can see, is 2 weeks from today, which is Wednesday the 27th. So anytime when you're in the week doing a full moon, that lets you know that you are halfway through the month before you get to the next new moon. All right. Now, why is this important? Because the new moon is what dictates our Sabbaths, all right, our months, okay, because we go by the lunar cycle, the lunar month calendar, right? Now, a lot of times when Jake comes into the truth, the first thing that they do is they would liken the Sabbath to be on a Saturday. All right. And the reason why they get that is because essentially It goes all the way back to Constantine when he set up paganism, all right, and merged paganism with the scriptures, all right, and then he ordered for the worship to take place on Sundays. Okay, that's why you have this going back and forth doctrines of different groups saying, well, no, we're not going to worship Sundays because it worships the sun god. The Sabbath is really on a Saturday. All right, well, that can't be, because when you go through the calendar, right, the next new moon for next year, or as you see here, is Thursday, which will be Wednesday evening sundown to Thursday evening sundown. That's the next new moon. So the new moon, or I should say the Sabbath, changes every month depending on which day the new moon falls upon. So via process of elimination, therefore the Sabbath cannot be every Saturday. All right. Just want to throw that out there. All right. So let's get a few scriptures and close out. This is the book of Amos, chapter 8, verse 5. It says, saying, when will the new moon be gone that we may sell corn? Okay. Now, one stipulation to prove that this Sabbath is based upon a new moon, as you can see here, the question is being asked, when will the new moon be gone so that we may sell corn? Because one of the stipulations according to the Sabbath was you couldn't buy or sell anything. And Lord's will, we'll grab a precept to prove that. And it says in the Sabbath that we may set forth wheat, making the ephah small and the shekel great, and falsifying the balances by deceit, right? So let's go from there. And I think, let me see, Numbers 10, maybe. Actually, let's go to Exodus 36, or 35, was it? Yeah, Exodus. This is a good precept. The Sabbath emphasized. Exodus 35. I'm going to start at the top. It says, and Moses gathered all the congregation of the children of Israel together and said unto them, these are the words which Yahweh have commanded thee, or commanded, Salakia, that ye shall do them. 6 days shall work be done, but on the seventh day there shall be to you an holy day, a Sabbath of rest to the Lord. Whosoever doeth work therein shall be put to death. Ye shall kindle no fire throughout your habitations upon the Sabbath day. Right? Now, for clarification also, let me see. Find another precept. Okay, so yeah, Salakia. I thought it was another precept, but that must be the only precept in Amos. All right, that implies that you're not supposed to buy anything, or make any sorts of trading on the day of the Sabbath, because it's a holy day. It's supposed to be a day of rest. All right, so now let's go to Leviticus, the 23rd chapter. All right, and verse 23, it says, and the Lord Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, in the 7th month, in the first day of the month, shall ye have a Sabbath. In the first day of the month of the 7th month, shall ye have a Sabbath, a memorial of blowing of the trumpets and holy convocation. And ye shall do no servile work therein, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord Yahweh. Now, when you look up month in this particular verse, you have the word, all right, Chodash, which means the new moon, first day, lunar month, right? Strong's definition says, all right, Chodash, the new moon, a month, monthly new moon. Okay, so the new moon represents the first day of the month. So if we go back to our calendar, okay, right, and as it says here, new moon Wednesday, this is December 13th. This just goes to show you how it doesn't align up with the Gregorian calendar, because right now it's supposed to be a brand new month. So this day will be considered the first day of a new month, even though it says, according to the Gregorian calendar, we're in the 13th day of the month of December. Okay, so, it's very important not to get too caught up and confused with keeping a lunar cycle, in comparison to keeping the Gregorian calendar. All right. So, going back. So This is just one of the ways to prove Leviticus 23, that even on the seventh month, all right, on the first day of that month being a new moon, we was to have a Sabbath, a memorial blowing the trumpets. All right. Now they have the precept here, which should go into a little bit deeper. Numbers 29. It says, and in the seventh month, on the first day of the month, ye shall have a holy convocation, and ye shall do no servile work. It is a day of blowing the trumpets unto you. All right. So you will offer, a burnt offering unto the Lord Yahweh Bashem Shai. Right. So, you got to understand it from that point of view. Now, we'll end it off this because I didn't want to make this too quick. All right. This is Psalms chapter 81 and verse 3, talking about blowing up the trumpet. It says, blow up the trumpet in the new moon. All right. In the time appointed on our solemn feast day, showing you why the moon is very important in determining our feast days. Right. And, when you look up time appointed in this context, all right, it gives you Kesha, all right, which means full moon. All right. So in the Strong's definition, it says the fullness or the full moon, i.e. its festival, time appointed. All right. So what would be a high holy day that will actually fall under the full moon? All right. Let's go back to Leviticus, the 23rd chapter. And let's go here around the 4th verse. It says, these are the feast of the Lord Yahweh, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons. It says, in the 14th day of the first month at even is the Lord's Passover. Okay. Now, when you look up the full moon, which let's go there now. Let's go to Google. Type in full moon. And let's go to, real quick, let's get Wikipedia. All right. To show you that the full moon comes in every month around the 14th of the 15th day. Okay. So I'm going to read it right here. It says the time interval between a full moon and the next repetition of the same phase, a synodic month, averages about 29.53 days. And therefore, in those lunar calendars, in which each month begins on the day of the new moon, you see, so we're backing it up here as we proved it in the scriptures. The full moon falls on either the 14th, see it right there, the 14th or 15th day of the lunar month, because a calendar month consists of a whole number of days. A month in a lunar calendar may be either 29 or 30 days long, right? So on the 14th day of the first month, all right, which will be next year around, March, we are supposed to keep the Passover, all right, the Feast of Unleavened Bread. All right, so what happens is, let's go there real quick. If we go to 2024, oh man, they don't allow. Okay, well, this doesn't go as far. It only goes up to January. But if you was to go on a calendar and you was to look up, March 2024, you will see when the new moon will come in. And then you will count up to 14 days from that time, the new moon. And then there will be your Feast of Passovers of you will keep. All right. Such as I said the Feast of Passover. Salakia, forgive me. You will keep the Feast of Unleavened Bread, which is the Passover. OK, so that's pretty much it. And this little feature right here is pretty cool. It shows you the different phases. You can move it. All right. And this will give you a better indication on how to determine when the next new moon is going to come in there. And just one last little tip. Keep in mind, you see how it says the new moon at 12 a.m. Remember, the scripture says for one sundown to the next sundown, that completes one full day. So when it's evening, the day is completely over. It is a new day. So don't get confused just because it'll tell you here that it's 12 a.m. The new moon will come in. No, the new moon will come in. OK, when it's sunset. For instance, if I go back out of here. All right. And I'm currently in the Shabbat right now. All right. Over here, it tells me the daylight remaining sunset for me finishes at 8:36. So essentially what that's telling me is that at specifically this time, 8:36 p.m., the Shabbat will be officially over for me, and it will be the next day. Okay, because that's evening, that's sundown. All right. So hopefully, this was edifying, and to you iPhone users out there, use this little golden nugget, because I found this to be pretty cool. So hopefully you brothers and sisters will edify it. It's on to the next.